guys are now advanced students. Now I consider you guys martial artists. Before you were just in training, okay? You guys were just going through basics. Now I believe you guys to be real students. You guys have committed yourself. You guys have been here for a year, 2, maybe 3 years, and now we've made it to green belt. It's going to get a little bit more intense. We're getting into more grappling, more sparring, board breaking. The strikes are going to be a little bit more damaging, okay? Now that you are considered a green belt, you're an advanced student, so you have to set the example. Always giving 100%, especially setting that example in front of the lower ranks. Because whenever a white belt sees you, he could be 4 or 5 years old, and he sees a green belt, all that kid sees is, oh my goodness, a green belt. So you've got to set that example. Set the example and make him believe what a green belt should be. Okay, so let's get started with our green belt material. Okay, 10-point blocking system. 10-point blocking system is a blocking system that you have for green belts, your first advanced blocking system. It's more like a form. It's not just your regular rigid 8-point blocking. It flows. It's a breathing exercise that gathers energy. So we're going to go through it one time slow, and then I'll do it one time free, and you'll see how we should be doing it with our breathing. First things first, we're going to bow. We're going to cross our hands in front, and we're going to step out with our right leg to the side. I'm going to step out into a nice deep horse stance. As I do that, my thumbs are touched, my fingers are nice and tight, and I'm going to do a double knife hand block as I step out. So I step out, double knife hand block. Now as I'm sinking, my hands are going out. As my hands are going out, I'm breathing out my dragon breath, forcing the breath back a little bit, and breathing out. As I stop sinking and my hands drop, everything happens together. So as I sink, I press out, I breathe out, and as I'm done with my breath, everything stops. So I bow, I rise, I cross my hands, and I go into double ridge hand blocks, holding my hands up, almost like I'm holding a tray, and tucking my thumbs in, and I'm using that ridge of the hand to block. And I sink down again, controlling my breathing, and stop. I rise again into double knife hands again. Now, 2 snakes come up the middle. My hands meet in the middle. I rise up, and I'm going to do a block to the outside. Rise up, trap, and sink down. And that's our first half. Let's do that first half nice and slow. Bow. That's our first half of 10-point. Now we're going to do our second half. Our hands are going to come into cup and saucer on the right side. Right hand comes back, almost like I'm going to throw a front 2-knuckle punch with my left hand sitting on top. We call a cup and saucer like a cup sitting on top of the saucer. We're going to look to the right side, then look to the left. Press and lean your body weight into a double tiger block. You're going to see this block on 17 combination. Cup and saucer on our left. Look to the right, and press and lean with our dragon breath. Come back to the middle, X block down, X block up. You can either do a poke or a push, and then pull down. Ridge hand block down, all the way up. There's that pizza pie, I'm holding a tray. Palm, switch, circle, and press. Ridge down with the left, circle, press, and then sink down into those tigers again. Bring my right foot back in, circle around, and bow. Okay, now start off again. Bow, double knives, sink. Rise, ridge. Cross, knives. Snakes, out. Trap, and send down. Cup and saucer, look, press. Cup and saucer, press. X, X, poke, pull down. Ridge hand, side. Keeping the body moving together with the breath. Ridge, and out. And then bow. That is our 10-point blocking system.
three hand strikes we're going to be covering at this belt, at green belt. We have our poison thumbs, also known as the iron thumbs. We have an X strike, and we also have a bear paw. Let's actually start with our poison thumbs, also known as the iron thumbs. Okay, so let's say Ryan, ready? If you get to a fighting stance for me, please.
Kick!
Good. Now keep in mind, anytime you do any kind of poking, whether it's with the tips of your fingers or your thumb, tips of your thumbs right from here, it's not like a front punch or a thrust punch or a back punch where you're driving all your weight in. Okay, you want to make sure your fingers are slightly bent, and you have to really rely on your aiming more than anything else. And what we're going to do here is actually we're going to start with both hands. So I want you to picture right now Sensei Ryan taking his thumbs, pointing out, almost like he's going to grab something, but he's going to aim his thumbs straight in, about eye width, going right towards someone's eye. So Sensei Ryan were facing me, maybe I go in to grab him, he blocks with the 1 and 2 block, and now he shoots in those poison thumbs or iron thumbs right from here. You got to be very careful, obviously, on each other. This isn't a strike you're actually going to do on a bag. You're not going to do it on a friend or a family member. This is more something you have to really visualize. You got to think about it a little bit. And as you throw those strikes in the air, just make sure you're aiming and you know what exactly you're going for. And you're going to see that in combination number 24, which we'll be getting to when we get towards your second strike, like green belt. Our next strike is going to be our X strike. X strike is just like your X block that we did all the way back at white belt when we did right foot out. The X strike, instead of going right above your head or in front of your head, you're going to go slightly downward, and your hands can either be closed or open. Okay, when you do them open, it's like throwing double chops into someone's neck. So if Sensei Ryan were facing me, all right, it would look like this. He's going to extend his arms, and he's aiming right up toward my throat. And a great way to do this is this. Let's say I'm grabbing Sensei Ryan from here, and he doesn't get the block, and I get to him. Instead of worrying about knocking my hands away, he can just drive his arms up to knock me back off balance as in a strike. Now he's going to do it again, but this time he's going to snap them back so you can see a little bit more what it looks like. And why don't we do it this time with the hands open so everyone sees what it's like also. So ready, I grab, he strikes, bam! And that's going to knock me back. Again, very devastating shot. You go into the throat this time, but you know what? You guys are advanced, so we can start getting into those things a little bit. Our last strike that we want to get to is our bear paw. Bear paw is going to look very similar to some of your palm strikes. What I want you to do from here is, if you remember, the palm strike can be done one of two ways. You can either have your fingers this way or curled in. When you curl your fingers in and your thumb back on the actual palm heel strike, you used the bottom of your hand. On a bear paw, I want you to think you're using the center of your hand. And when we get to combination number 17, you'll find out that after you strike and you go to take the person down, you're going to do a bear paw where you're going to swing your hand to the side, catching the person's either ear or jaw. And then what's great about this is where your fingers are, you'll be able to twist the person's head and pull them into you to take them down. So if I were facing Sensei Ryan right now, and we'll do one with the right hand and one with the left hand so you can see. He'd take the right hand, he's going to come right about to my ear, and then what he'd be able to do is twist my head so he'd be able to pull me into either a takedown, a choke, some other kind of manipulation of my body. Now look what it looks like with the other hand, so you have both angles. So he comes in and then starts to twist me straight in. Okay? Again, I know I keep saying this and it's repetitious, but I want you to be very careful on that strike also. Anytime you're striking to the ear, you can be creating a little bit of suction to the ear, and you can actually hurt someone pretty bad. So be very careful with that also. And the other thing is, even if you're hitting to the jaw, if you're turning to your body right and you hit the right part of your hand, you can again hurt someone really bad on that. This is a great strike to throw into a bag. Kind of like you would throw the hook punch. We also did that in one of our previous belts. We turn your body through, open the hand, do that bear paw, fingers out of the way. You can even extend your arm a little bit more if you want, and swing it straight over. So that's a great shot that you can also do on the bag. So again, the three strikes. Ready? Hands are up, guys. Let's say them together, okay? I want you to say it with me. Say poison thumbs or iron thumbs. Good. We have the X strike that we're going to go to the throat with. Perfect. And what's that last strike? Bear paw. Let's go with our left hand. Ready? And go. Perfect. Very good, guys. Be careful with those strikes and enjoy your combinations. Our only kick at this rank is actually our hook kick. And this kick is a little different than some of the other ones. And a lot of the previous kicks we did, we were driving our body weight into our opponent or into our bag, or on the roundhouse kick, we'd have to twist our body to get a lot of power into it. Hook kick's a little different. You have to hit with the right part of your foot, and it won't feel strong on a bag. So don't get frustrated if you start hitting a heavy bag and it's not moving the way you want it to. It's all about aiming with the shot and getting a good whip out of your leg. Okay, and Sensei Ryan, let's get into a fighting stance. And I'm going to demonstrate it together once, so you can see it, and then right from there I'm going to break it down for you a little bit more. We're still going to pivot, just like we did in our previous belts, or our roundhouse kicks rather, but we're going to pivot a little extra. And instead of my kick going in the direction that my hip's going in, believe it or not, it's going to go almost in an opposite direction, almost like that push and pull idea when we do punches. So let's do one about medium speed, Sensei Ryan. Ready? And go. And back. Perfect. Now you'll notice when we start to pivot, it kind of looks like a roundhouse kick right away. So Sensei Ryan starts to pivot and turn, his knees up. Now what's he throwing, a roundhouse kick? I don't know. He's going to actually let his leg drop off to the side, and right from here pull his hook back and then back down. It starts to look just like the roundhouse kick. It's very, very deceiving. A great way to practice this, believe it or not, until you get the hang of it or until you get the whip a little bit, is think of throwing a side kick. So for example, let's say, for argument's sake, Sensei Ryan is facing me, and he's going to throw actually a side kick, but he's purposely going to miss me. He's going to throw it to the side of my body over here. So he's going to throw his side kick, and now he's going to bend at his knee. There's the hook kick, and comes back. That's actually a great way to practice it. It might feel a little stiff at first, because you're going to be bending and then pulling back. It doesn't feel right, but as you start to loosen up, as you listen to the instructor in class a little bit, you're going to feel your hip turning, your knee turning a little bit, and that kick is just going to pop right out. Now your point of contact is going to be one of two areas. It's either going to be your heel or the ball of your foot, and that's going to really depend on distance more than anything else. Watch what it looks like on a target. Okay, Sensei Ryan, ready? Hands are up on guard. Ready? He's going to be throwing with his right leg, and let's go at that height. Ready? And go. Kick! Nice, very nice. You hear that smack a little bit? Let's do it again. Ready? Go. Kick! That's what this pad is actually for. When you hear a little bit of a clap or a smack, that means he's throwing the kick correctly. Ready? One more time. Go. Kick! Excellent. Very nice. Now picture that being the side of someone's head, or even, believe it or not, the back of someone's head. What's great about this kick also is if Sensei Ryan and I are very, very close, instead of hitting me to the jaw here, he might actually wrap his leg around and hit me to the back of the head. Bam! Right from here. Total surprise. Never saw that one coming. All right, so really pay attention to class. Enjoy that kick. Happens to be a very good sparring technique as well. Very good, guys. Enjoy that kick. Your hook kick. Okay, at this rank, you also start another set of hand techniques. Okay, if you remember, we've had our combinations 1 through 10, number 12, and number 18 we've learned up to. That covered you from white to blue stripe. At green belt, you'll be learning combinations 17, 19, and 24, but you'll also learn something called Kempos. Kempos are basically another set of punching techniques. Okay, now this is also, if you remember, these are your junior black belt requirements. So the two Kempos you're going to learn are actually adult requirements, but they learn them at earlier ranks. Okay, but we're going to start passing it on to you also, so you're learning more and more, because I know you guys eat this stuff up, right? We love learning as much as we can. Two Kempos are low, high, and heavy hammer. And ready, Sensei Ryan? We'll get into a fighting stance. Hands on guard. We're going to do them in the air, and then also you'll see what it looks like on a person. What Sensei Ryan's going to do is, as the punch comes in, he's going to step in with his right leg and block across, knocking the arm away. Then he's going to drop a reverse hammer strike, hitting the person to the pubic bone or to the groin, and then he's going to come right back up as the face comes down and back punch to the jaw. Perfect. Now watch. Look what it looks like on me. Ready? Sensei Ryan, hands up on guard. So as I punch in, he knocks my arm away and steps in to get nice and close. Look at this. I'm wide open. Reverse hammer strike. That hits me low. What's going to happen to my head, guys? My head starts to drop. As my head drops, bam, he throws the back punch right from there. You don't have to be bigger than your opponent. You don't have to be stronger than your opponent. You have to be smarter than your opponent. So if you hit someone in the groin and their head starts to come down, you meet them halfway. Hit them with that shot. That'll make you twice as strong, 10 times as strong as just standing still. So ready? Low, high. Say it with me, guys. Low, high. That's the name of your Kempo. So here comes the punch again. Ready? I'm punching in. He knocks my arm away and comes into his close. The reverse hammer, bam, knocks me back. That's your first Kempo. Our second Kempo is heavy hammer, and we're going to do it in the air. Ready? Sensei Ryan is going to do the same block he did in the previous Kempo. He steps in and blocks, knocking the arm away, opens up the body. This time he's going to go to a back punch right to the jaw, knocking the person back. Now he's going to have to take a small shuffle step to catch up to the person, elbow to the stomach or the solar plex area, and then reverse hammer to the groin, going right down the body. It kind of looks like combination 2 a little bit. So when I punch in for Sensei Ryan, watch me on this one, guys. I come in, he knocks my hand away. Now again, this whole line is open right now. It's easy to get to me. He does a back punch to my jaw. Bam, what does that open up? Look at that, my stomach is wide open. He catches up. Oh man, takes the air out of me. And then a reverse hammer strike. Boom, following straight down. I'm going to come in one more time. So Here I come. Punch comes in. I come in, knocks it away. Back punch, step in, elbow, hammer strike. Right from there. The heavy hammer Kempo comes from the last strike. That last hammer strike feels very heavy. When you get hit with it, everything just drops straight down into it. So the two Kempos are low, high, and heavy hammer, guys. Have fun with those.
Start with our bow and right foot out at elbows, nice and strong. We're going to step out with our right foot first. We're going to do a falling leaf block down, chicken wrist up. Dropping palm block, another name, chicken wrist up. Good left ball kick as we turn into our cat stance towards the corner. We're going to check, side kick in a horse stance, land, forward, palm block, poke, chop to the throat. Palm block down, palm strike to the face, from ball kick to the stomach. Land forward towards the back wall, block and punch, block and punch. Back kick, side kick without putting the foot down. Land in a horse stance, check. Sweep the leg, thrust punch down, right foot out at elbows, and finish. Okay, let's start. Right foot out at elbows. Step back with the right. Block with the left. Chicken wrist. Step back with the left. Block down. Chicken wrist. Ball kick. Turn all the way to that opposite corner. Look. Check. Side kick. Land in a horse stance. Right palm block. Left number 2 block. Poke to the throat. Chop. Palm block down towards that back corner. Palm strike. Ball kick, land forward, block, punch, block, punch. Back kick, side kick, land, and just look, check, sweep that leg. Thrust punch down, step up with the right foot out at elbows, step back in with that right, and bow. Let's get started with combinations. Since Adam's got a fighting stance, we're going to start with 17 combination. Now, 17 combination is going to be a combination of a block and a strike at the same time. What we're going to do is we're going to ricochet. We're going to do a number 2 circular block, and then right as we feel our body touch the arm, we're going to lunge in, hitting a palm to the side of the face and a palm to the groin. Double palms, a double tiger strikes. So ready, set, good fighting stance. We're going to block, ricochet, and lunge forward. We're going to circle power around the arm. As we do that, we're going to step forward with the right foot. We're going to step in, we're going to do a bear paw strike to the ear. Right foot is going to step up, and we're going to hit to the ear. As we hit to the ear, we're going to swing our left foot back, throwing the person down to the ground. Punching to the face with the right hand, punching to the body with the left hand, poking through to the throat with the right hand again. Okay? So, again in the air one more time. Block, lunge in, tiger. Wrap. Bear paw, step up, step back. Face, body, throat. As Sensei Adam punches in, I'm going to block, ricochet in, tiger palms. Wrap the arm as I step forward, circle, bear paw taking him down. Face, body, throat. 17 combinations. Let's do it from another angle. Punch comes in, circle block, double tigers. Wrap the arm, bear paw as I step in at the same time. Take down, face, body, throw. Good. 19 combination. Now 19 combination, we'll do our wing block again. As we do our wing block, we'll do a front ball kick to the body. Landing forward on our ball kick. Ball kick, land. As my foot connects to the ground, my left hand travels up his arm and palms to the side of his head. Push down on his head, step in, dropping elbow to his spinal cord. Now after I do my dropping elbow, my hand is just going to collapse and it's going to shoot right to the back of his head, hitting the occipital with my palm. Grabbing the back of his head, tucking it between his legs. As I do that, I grab his hamstring, I tuck his head between his legs, I rip the head back, and then I chop to the throat. Set again, wing block, ball kick with the right leg, land forward, palm, push down, dropping elbow, hit, press over, rake, chop. Okay? Since the other punches in, block, kick, land as I palm, press down on the head, dropping elbow. Now all I do is I collapse his hand to the back of his head. Boom! I push down, flipping him over, holding his head up, pulling his head back, and chopping. From another angle, block kick, land, palm, press down, elbow, grab behind the thigh, tuck the head between the legs, roll him over, hold open the head, pull the head back, and then chop to the throat. 19 combination. Our last combination is 24. Right from here, we're going to go into that cat stance at the end. As we do that cat stance, we're going to cat back with our right foot and get into a left cat stance. And we do an X block down, hitting the top of the arm. Not just blocking, we're actually attacking the strike of the arm, the top of the arm. Now I'm going to lunge forward off that cat stance, hit to the face of the throat, driving him back. Now, as he's moving back, I just hit him in the face. He's going to move back a little bit. So I have to follow him. My right foot steps up, and I rake as I lunge forward. And then I step up again, and then I'm going to do my poison thumb strike to his eyes. So again, I'm going to cat stance back. X, lunge forward, strike. Lunge forward again, rake. Poison thumb, right through. Since the Adam punches in, X block down, striking the arm. Hit to the throat, rake to the eyes, poison thumb. Just driving forward the whole time. Let's do those three one more time. Since the Adam's going to punch in, let's go with 17. I'm going to block, strike, wrap, take down, face body hit. Boom, right up. Set 19 combination. Block kick, hit, over, rake, chop. Set and 24 combination. Down, X, rake, poison thumb right through. Excellent. 17, 19, and 24. All right, jiu-jitsu techniques. Here we go. The two jiu-jitsu techniques that we have for green belt are, actually the one is the bear hug. And it can be done two ways, either over the arms or under the arms. Let's start with over the arms, Brad. Brad's going to grab me from behind, and if I leave my arms right where they are and he squeezes very, very hard, that's it, I can't breathe, okay? So, go ahead, give me a good squeeze. He gives me a good squeeze, he's collapsing my lungs, I can't take a breath in, and that's when panic can set in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll my shoulders forward, almost like I'm flexing, okay? Or I'm just, saying, I don't know. I bring my shoulders forward. Now if he goes to squeeze, hard as you can, Brad, come on, squeeze. I can still talk. I can still breathe. Oh, come on, let's keep squeezing. There you go. Oh, he's strong. But if my shoulders are rolled forward, then I'm going to still be able to function. As I roll my shoulders forward, I'm going to put my first strike in. Maybe a hit to the head, maybe a hit to the groin, an elbow straight back, even a stomp on the foot. Anything to get his mind off of this grip. As I do that, and I put my strike in, I'm just going to throw my hands up like I'm making my muscles nice and big. Ready? I'm going to bring my hands up, and as I do that, I'm just going to throw my right hand over to one side, and I'm going to step back with my right leg and slip out, okay? So Sensei Brad grabs me, set, I'm going to roll my shoulders, hit to the groin, then just throw my arms up off to the side and step out. I can do an ending strike, maybe a kick to the face, anything I like at the end of that. But also, if I want to even keep the arm, if I want to make it a little bit more advanced, I could go into an arm bar. All I do now is do the same technique. Roll my shoulders, hit to the groin. As I start to throw my arm, I just trap this arm as I'm coming out. And then I come into an arm bar. Then maybe into a wrist lock. Okay? Another technique that I can do off that is just attacking the ribs, okay? Or even maybe going for the leg. If Brad grabs me, I can either hit to his groin, bam, and maybe attack the ribs, or the wrist, or the thumb, breaking his lock. then hitting to his face. And by attacking the leg, all I'm going to do is watch this. I'm going to hit. I can roll my shoulders forward, take my butt, run into his hips, break out. Then I just reach down, grab the foot from behind, boom, maybe snap the leg from one side and then kick into the face. There's many concepts that you guys can go into, and I want you to play with it a little bit. See what you come up with. The next way that Brad can grab me is underneath the arms. Now, beautiful. If he grabs me underneath the arms, it's going to be a little bit harder to save my breath, so I have to react fast. One of the things I love to do is knock on the top of that hand. If I make my fist nice and strong, I actually take my finger joints, and I'm going to hit them right to the top of his hand. Okay, bone on bone. It's going to hurt. I can hit to the top of the hand, hit to the groin, elbow to the face, get that first strike in. Then all I'm going to do is I'm going to pin my right hand on top of his wrist, and I'm going to take my elbow, I'm going to press into his joint. Okay, I'm going to give him a lot of pain. As that happens, I'm just going to press his wrist in. Set and then maybe roll it and take him down in front. Okay, and then maybe go into another roll and break. Okay, just controlling the arm. If Brad grabs me again, we can keep it simple like we did that, like the other one. Set, I can hit, I can break out, I can take my elbow, wham, hit his hand off, reach down, grab that leg again. Or maybe get that little heel kick, or spinning back kick, or a straight back kick right back. You've got to play with it, okay? And the best way to do it is grab one of your friends. You've got to grab one of the people, maybe in the dojo, go after class and work on that bear hug jiu-jitsu.
We have our clubs that we're actually going to start with. We're also going to knives at this rank. But what I want you to realize with the clubs is we've actually gone over all the attacks. And it's your job now to do them in a no-mind fashion. What I mean by that is you don't know how your partner is going to attack you. They might come in off to the side, off to the top of your head, and they might come in as a straight poke. What you want to do with any kind of no-mind or Mushin attack is your first response is the most important one. Don't worry about the individual strikes just yet. Worry about how you're going to move. Make sure you're getting very close to your opponent, or you're moving far away from him, because that's what's really going to set up your success on your self-defense. So when Sensei Tom actually attacks me right now, if I stand here and he attacks and I say, oh, but now I go into my strikes, I already got hit. It's useless. He comes in with a no-mind attack at this point. I want to make sure I come in and I get myself set. Okay, let's do a little slow. I'm actually going to do the first just block and get myself in first. So when he comes in with a no-mind attack, bam, I want to make sure I come in with the block first. Get nice and close. If he comes in either the same way or a different way now, he starts to come in, same idea. I want to make sure I get myself in there nice and easy. If he comes in on another attack this time, bam, I want to make sure I get that first block and move in first, and then start playing around with the other locks that we were talking about and other movements. All right, so the actual strikes, I hope I'm getting across, it really isn't the most important thing. It's how you're moving, and that's something to kind of work on with your opponent or with your fellow students in class. Okay, let's move on to our next weapon, which is actually going to be the knife. Take that club. Thank you, sir. Okay, the knife actually, let me explain something about the knife. Okay, as everything else we're talking about, it's